Hello there YouTube, my name is Truggy, and today, as you can probably expect, and actually this is at the request of RGMV4LK3, wow, I made a mouthful of that. I'm playing some more Battlefield 3, this is a full-length Conquest match, and although the first half you don't see it, there will be some more helicopter gameplay, and I do apologise that it's Caspian Border again, but this was a pretty nice gameplay. There was another gameplay I captured, which I had intended to use, but then the sort of file recording it messed up, so that was a bit annoying. But this game, all in all, was pretty damn decent, and I must admit, actually, when I was playing it, the first half of the gameplay, I was going to call it Operation Survive in the Buggy, or something daft like that. My idea was to try and stay the whole game in this buggy, just capturing flags. You're going to see what happens. I've already said I end up in a helicopter, so that perhaps spoils it a bit, but there's some funny moments on the way. So what am I going to be talking about today? Well, as I've just realised, my microphone is really close to my mouth. Sorry if that was a bit loud, I'll try and do something with the audio there. Today I'm going to be talking about updates. There are a lot of updates, both Battlefield related and gaming related, which I want to talk about today. So first of all, let's stick with Battlefield stuff. So Back to Carcant has been dated for the 7th of December. 8 days time. Mick Whoop. Well, 8 days from recording, I should say. Wonderful. Very good. Game's been out for a month. First major DLC is turning up. Good stuff. And as I've said before in my previous videos, if you want to see anything in particular, leave a comment. I'll quite happily, do it if I can find some or get some good gameplay or find something interesting to talk about and the like. Tank, avoid the tank. As I've done in the last few videos, people have requested to see sort of helicopter stuff. I'm more than happy to do it, as long as I can get something decent from it and, well, something entertaining, whatever to watch. So as my squad goes, tanked, sod this, I go, trollolol. I remember doing this, and I was kind of like, I'm a nutter, I'm a complete, oh heck, he's coming away, run away. I should probably sort of say where my inspiration for this came from. So there's a guy on the Battlefield 3 subreddit on reddit.com who has been making basically videos of him, well, not trolling players, but, tank, but of him basically just, taking a bit of the mick of people, second tank. And basically it's like Operation Asshat or Operation Douchebag, that kind of thing. They are genuinely hilarious. I'll leave a link to a couple of them in the description. I recommend you go and watch them just for a laugh. And I was kind of like, well, this is quite interesting. This situation, I just remember laughing my face off when this was happening. So yeah, actually, to a degree, a little bit of team play there. I was distracting the tank. Teammate went off and C4'd it. It's all good. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, updates. So, Carcan's been dated. If you have anything you want to see, give me a shout. Seriously, I will more than happily try and get something put together for you, as I've done in the last few videos. So yeah, that aside, back in the buggy. So what else to talk about? Well, updates in general. Well, Battlefield 3, certainly on the PS3 anyway, it's update day, and as I'm recording this, the servers and everything are currently down for updates and the rest, and patching, and Lord knows what else. Fixing the first sort of raft of bugs, as stupid that I leave one of my teammates behind. Fixing a raft of bugs and problems and adding stuff, updating stuff to the game. And as I've said before, keep it up EA, keep it up DICE. It's just making a great game even better. And obviously with Carcan and stuff coming along, there's more good stuff to come. So all in all, quite happy. And I'm not sure if you just noticed, I just ninja'd my way over some enemy anti-tank mines. How? I don't know, but a bit of luck, maybe. Anyway, so sort of those updates aside, I actually want to talk about something briefly, not Battlefield related, and that is, well, there's sort of been a little bit of gaming news in general, that kind of thing, and it's, well, basically, let's all go on the hype train. So every year over in the States, and I'll probably get some of this wrong, but it is roughly, the gist is correct. No! This is very much an epic, no! Moment. Let's just get engineer hiding in rubble. Go to fix the tank, will survive, no! And then I get shot. End of Operation Jeep. Whatever I was going to call it, never mind. Oh, how off topic am I at the minute? Anyway. So yeah, gaming news. So basically, the VGAs, the annual. Here comes the helicopter part of the gameplay. The VGAs, annual video game awards, hosted by Spike TV. I think that's pretty much it. They are coming around. I think it's the 12th of December, or is it the 10th? No, it's the 10th of December because, of course, the date format's the other way around. Confuses me. 10th of December, I believe it is. And basically, some posters or something have been spotted in the wild, and apparently there are going to be 13 world exclusives. One of which is the announcement of a PS3 exclusive, which will, I think, the actual words are something along the lines of, will shock you, something like that. And of course, hype trainers all engaged, people saying it's perhaps Gears of War, people saying it's perhaps Grand Theft Auto 5, etc. Hype train well and truly engaged, so I get some free points here off a weirdly, slowly gliding jet. This seems strange, how gracefully it glides, anyway. So yeah, what do you think that could be? Personally, I think GTA 5 is a good bet. I personally was somewhat surprised when sort of the announcement of GTA 5, the trailer and everything appeared. The one thing I took note of more than the gameplay, more than anything else, is that sort of at the sort of end of the trailer, when Rockstar show their logo, traditionally there's been sort of like PS3, Xbox 360, PC, sort of, you know, showing what kind of formats, you know, the game was going to be coming out for. This had none. So I'm kind of, well, this is, you know, pure speculation. But I, you know, that certainly would be a shocker. You know, GTA 5 exclusivity, say, on the PS3. But what do you think it is? You know, leave a comment, all that jibber jab. What would you like to see being an exclusive for a console? Well, a platform in general. Certainly, I know there's well, rage is perhaps the wrong word, but there's a lot of disgruntlement about Battlefield obviously going to console. There's a certain group of PC players who are still very, it's console code. Although if you actually did a little bit of research, you'd find that actually they produced Battlefield 3 sort of 2/3 on the PC, then they backported it to console, but never mind. I will digress. So helicopters, more helicopter shenanigans. Now I want to make one reduction, or reduction, no I can't pronounce it, there. From my previous helicopter video, which was talking about the scout helicopters with a laser missile, or the laser sort of tank missile. And basically I was sort of saying it's an incredible setup, and it is, to be fair. The number of sort of helicopter pilots I have killed and annoyed by missiles they can't flare, it's numerous. But one thing I want to add to that is that don't expect that missile, and I probably should precurse this really. The missile is not as good as, say, an anti-air missile. You know, it's not as agile, it won't be able to turn, etc., as quickly as an anti-air missile. So there is quite a high risk actually of the missile, you know, failing to hit target. So you'll sometimes get the missile to sort of, for example, going round and round and round a scout helicopter. I remember playing Canals as the US fired a missile at the Z-11W, sort of got the lock, fired it, all beautiful, all very nice. Then the missile just sort of got to the helicopter, missed it, just did a few loops and exploded and did nothing. And in the meantime I'd been shot out the air. So, a little precursor, it's not exactly the whole bulletproof strategy, which I kind of perhaps mocked it up to be. Didn't mean to mislead or anything like that, but certainly in, you know, the times I'd used it before I made the video, it was 100% hit rate and it was pretty damn lethal. There's something to be aware of. Now, well, actually I'll answer a question first, so hold on, let me find out. Yeah, so, Mr. Bellin 1977, great name. He's asking, do I use an all PS3 controller to play? And the short and simple answer to that question is yes, absolutely yes. I don't use any sort of third-party controllers, anything else, just a standard DualShock 3. And yeah, it's just, as I've said in previous helicopter videos, it's just essentially a sort of matter of being very gentle with the inputs you're putting into the helicopter. I mean, I'll say it again, legacy sticks, boys and girls, that's the way to, the only way, in fact, to fly in Battlefield 3, I'd say. Certainly on the consoles anyway. The legacy sticks, it's basically, I don't know, more sensible flying. It just makes more sense to me anyway when I'm flying, to having everything mapped onto one stick and then have sort of the tilt. I don't know, that's not the technical term, the tilt mapped onto the left stick. And also, if you may be wondering, obviously I'm playing on the console, hold on a second, when I was sort of taking off from base initially, I was looking around the sort of the cabin, the cockpit here. How do you do that on the console? Hold down the left, the bottom D-pad sort of button, and then you sort of get control of the pilot's head, as it were, to have a look around. Very useful for spotting other aircraft and the like. So, if you didn't know how to do that, there you go. Pro tip. And actually, another pro tip, which again I've come across. Thank you, Reddit, again. Have you ever spawned into a game and you've realised you picked the wrong kit or you've got the wrong weapon? In the very start of the game, obviously you've got the what's it called? The sort of round, time to round start sort of timer. If you suicide, then it doesn't count as a death. So if you need to pick, or if you've spawned initially at the start of the game, you realise you got the wrong weapon, just commit suicide and respawn as whatever you want. No penalties to you whatsoever because the game hasn't started. Pro tip I didn't realise. Good to know. So yeah, that digression aside. So yes, the helicopter, to fly these things efficiently, it's literally just being very gentle. And much like when you're driving a car, you just got to imagine sort of all the inputs to the helicopter as being like almost like a clutch on a car, right? So you have to be very slow, very gentle, like whips of pennies difference, and sort of reacting to however the vehicle reacts. And that's all there is to it. It's just a matter of practice, and eventually you'll get sort of a rough idea of how the helicopters handle differently, how they all react to said inputs, and once you kind of get an insight into that, you can start to push the boundaries. All the helicopters, they sort of have like a comfort factor, and once you're aware of that, then you can sort of start pushing the helicopter properly. For example, getting pretty low, pulling some fairly tight turns, that kind of thing. Once you sort of know what the helicopter can do comfortably, you can start to sort of work towards the more extreme manoeuvre. So it's just a matter of practice, and as I've said before, if you want to practice, use a server browser, head into an unranked server so it doesn't cost you anything in terms of your stats, and obviously don't take vehicles off the start of the game if you're not quite sure how to use them, because more than likely there'll be someone out there who knows exactly what they need to do. And as you've seen, actually very fine kill there from the gunner, and actually this is one thing I meant to mention, which I've only just realised, is actually this game here, I think it actually followed the sort of gameplay which I uploaded of Grand Bazaar. It's the same people in the squad, or person in the squad now anyway. So yeah, I only just realised that. How about that? A few good games on the bat. Good. So yeah, just practice makes perfect. There's that's that old saying holds very true. But yeah, don't take the vehicles off spawn, because there'll be a very high chance that there'll be someone else sort of in the team that you're on which will know exactly how to use the vehicle off the start. So just to start, let someone else take it. You go and do your own thing. For example, here I was nowhere near the helicopter, so I jumped in the buggy and tried to do some crazy capturing of flags. Didn't quite work out. We'll forget that. Try something different. If the vehicle stays up for the whole game, well, they're a decent pilot. Say if it's a helicopter or jet. If it crashes, well, there's your opportunity to go and have another go. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And now time for a few other updates in the last 4 or so minutes of this gameplay to go. So, as you will have seen, well, if you'll be aware, obviously I take part in sort of some 4-player co-op-y kind of stuff on Tom Jakes' channel, someone I normally play with. We finished the Formula 1, very happy result with that. I came solid 3rd, obviously I'd like to have won, but a pretty decent race all round. A couple of controversial moves, I'm still adamant I wasn't doing anything any particularly, I don't know, tricky, dangerous. Leave it at that, it's in the past. What's happening next with this 4-player co-op stuff? Well, you may have already seen, but we have moved on to Rainbow Six Vegas. Specifically Rainbow Six Vegas 2. And what we're going to be doing is playing through all the Terrorist Hunt maps. Why? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a damn fine, fun game to play, as that helicopter tries to take us out again. It's a damn fine game to play as a group. It's actually the game where sort of myself, Matt, Tom, Mikes, we all sort of met. Well, it was the original Rainbow Six Vegas, not Vegas 2. And in general, I just love the stupid thing the terrorists say. Seriously, some of the pearls of magic which I've heard come out of the terrorists' mouths in the God knows how many hundreds of hours I've played that game. fantastic. Hopefully we'll catch a few in gameplay, but yeah, it's a great game. Hopefully, obviously if you watch Film 1, you'll enjoy this as well. More, just shenanigans and banter. That's all I can say, really. More good stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Again, I'll leave a link in the description to, well, episode 1, which is Calypso Casino Part 1. We're kind of splitting them up into sort of, I don't know, 20-ish minute bites, I think Tom was talking about. We will pass all the maps. It may take us a few attempts. It may take us one attempt. Who knows? All part of whatever happens on the field of battle, and how smart the terrorists are feeling on the time, or at the day. Never mind. So yeah, that's one update. And updates for myself. Well, obviously, there's this TSA F1 Championship I've been doing, again with Tom as another sort of participant. It's finals time. I've got through to the final. Finals at Sao Paulo. It's a 50% race, and you can expect that to be uploaded probably Sunday evening. The race is happening Sunday afternoon. And essentially, there'll be 15 drivers who can win. There will be 16, but want to be a moderator, judge, referee. 16 drivers, winner takes all, and it should be a very interesting race. I'm hoping I'll be able to do well, but I know for a fact there are a number of drivers who have got through who are seriously quick. So we'll see what happens. Hope to do well. Setup is very good. Very happy with it, especially since the 1111 has been fixed. It's made most of my setups feel better, if anything. So quite confident indeed. So looking forward to that, and hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. There'll be a full 50% upload. I might upload my pole lap if I get the pole lap. Ambition, there you go. We see a Havoc take a very vertical dive downwards. So yeah, that's sort of the first video you can expect, and obviously once Carcand appears, you can expect to see that as well. And again, as I've said before, if you have anything in particular you want to see, give me a shout. I'll be more than happy to try and put something together. So anyway, that's pretty much the game. I got my first Air Warfare medal, which I was particularly happy about. The dog tag's pretty sweet, so I was quite happy about that, and that concludes the gameplay. Another victory, and more importantly, decent result for the team. First of all, score was great. The KD was great. Don't typically tend to get very high KD games on Caspian border, but more importantly, we won, and well, I think we gave the enemy a good damn thrashing. So with that, I'm going to end this video. So thank you very, very much for watching. As always, please do leave a rating, thumbs up, thumbs down, what you feel the video deserves. If you want to see more videos from me in the near future, especially Carcand and the like, subscribe. And if you want to see anything in particular from Carcand, leave a comment, etc. Anyway, guys, again, thank you very much for watching. I'm the Chuggy, and I will see you out on the battlefield.